What's up, and welcome to the Friday, May the 10th edition of the Bottomless Banter podcast with Chris and Jay. He's Chris, and I am Jay. If you're looking to add something humorous to your playlist rotation that's not going to get too heavy or political, please consider clicking subscribe down below, and don't forget to click that little notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff.
That's my thing.
That's your thing. That's your directions.
Yeah.
We have to have at least 3 or 4 subscribers
By now,
just from
should.
the point.
Yeah.
I think 3 of the 12 that we have.
I'm hoping I'm pointing in the right
That's
spot.
true.
I should actually watch these.
So that you can make sure to. I might be the one that needs to be pointing.
We could take
might be on my side.
a sticky note and put it on the screen there so I know
So
where,
you know
where to point at.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's Mother's Day this weekend.
Yeah, Mother's Day
Yeah.
weekend. Happy
It's
Mother's
Day weekend. So
I'm a
big
mother
happy
myself,
Mother's Day.
actually.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm a mother.
I just look like I'm 8 months pregnant.
Ah,
So
yeah, I'm a mother
that's
myself.
all I've got going. No kids.
I-
No baby mama.
I have one asshole kid.
One
I have 2
asshole
kids
kid.
total. but
And 2 total.
that should give them
we're not
something
gonna-
to talk about.
Exactly. You're gonna get we're only a few seconds into the show and you've already got yourself in trouble this week.
Wait, which one's Dad talking about? Which one are you?
You're
let
the
them-
asshole. No, you're the
I'll let them figure it out for themselves. that should be fun.
Yeah. So a big happy Mother's Day to my mom
Yeah,
and all the other mothers out there.
you have any plans with your mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there and have some lunch.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, we got some little plans, but
Yeah, we keep it simple always.
yeah,
I'll probably be home before it's dark. It's just
Yeah.
kind of how we roll.
good,
Yeah.
good. It sounds like fun. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a week at my house.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have to set this up a little bit, so bear with
God.
me. But
We're starting out here with it's been
heavy.
a hell of a week,
It's
and now
heavy.
we have to set up here.
right,
This is
everybody's
getting
gonna be
better
like,
by the minute.
God, this guy's house must be like a friggin' zoo. So,
Well, we've already established that your wife's crazy for hopping over the counter,
and I have one ass kid.
and you have one ass child.
Yeah. So, so my wife, she is addicted to. I took extra long there, so everybody was like, "Oh my God, what's his wife addicted to?"
I was waiting for it too. Like, wait a minute, what's this
Yeah,
gonna be?
So, yeah, so she is addicted to any type of show on TV that has more than like 1 season or 10 episodes, basically. So,
Gotcha.
she watches, of course, like the Kardashian show,
Mm.
which drives me friggin' crazy. I can't watch that. TMZ, which some of that's fun, I guess. But she's got all this recorded. The Polygamist. Have you ever seen those ones?
No, I haven't seen that
The
one.
polygamy. Don't lie.
No, I really
It's all
haven't
right.
seen that one.
Okay, so
Is it like a reality TV kind of thing, or
Yeah,
is it
I mean, the
like
name-
a show?
it pretty much sets itself up. Yeah, I mean, it's a show. It's these polygamists, which it's like a guy and like, I don't know, like 5 girls or 4 girls or whatever. And it's just like their daily life, and it drives me nuts. It's like a show about nothing, and that's never worked except for Seinfeld. It worked on Seinfeld,
Yeah.
and it's just like their day-to-day lives, and it's just, I mean, some of them are living in Utah, some of them are like running around and like living places where it's not legal, and I guess that's the big rush about
Gotcha.
it. And
So is
I
it just several different families, or is
yeah,
it
I think
one
there's like a few
family,
different
or-
families. One main family. I think there's like different shows now because people are watching it and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So there's one main show, blonde-haired, curly-haired guy, and he's got like 4 or 5 wives, and I don't know. These shows are, anyways. They're just. She loves them. She watches them. She comes home from work and watches these shows. She sits in our in the bedroom on the bed and pretends to fold laundry. Well,
it's her like getaway.
Yeah, she actually does fold laundry, but it's like a never-ending process because she'll fold it and then she takes it and piles it in like a laundry basket, and then we pick out of it for the next week.
Right.
So it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. But
It's like I gotta fold laundry.
anyway, so she watches all these. There's a friggin' ton of them, and they're all 90% of them are ones I don't watch. There's every once in a while she ropes me into like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or something like that. I don't mind the. I don't remember.
They'll get you hooked, like they will. You can talk shit on them and all, but
yeah, I guess
they're addictive for a reason.
I don't mind the one where all the girls show up for the one guy, because you get a bunch of just dumb. I mean, there's some not all of them are dumb, but some of them are dumb. Some of them are educated. Some of them, but most of them are fun to look at.
Right, exactly. Get some sort of entertainment value out of it.
Right. So I've got that, and most of the time there's they're all just crazy and whatever. So I always we always pick our favorite or whatever who we think is going to win, and usually I'm pretty close. I always end up picking the craziest one too. Like literally, like a foot will come out of the door of the car. She'll stand up, and I'm like, bam, that's her right there, and she ends up being crazy. So I'm pretty consistent as far as that goes.
That's good.
And the cool thing is, so yeah, I guess that I've been married for 18,000 years now. I think it is. But
is it really 18 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know, crazy.
Wow.
So at this point, when I'm watching these shows and stuff, I'm not thinking, oh, well, I want to watch this because I would bring her home to my parents.
Right, because...
Right, I'm looking for just some nutty, crazy bitch. That's what does it. That's what does it for me. Somebody who's just batshit crazy, And I'm like, I like that, I'm past the whole...
I like that.
Right, that's what does it for me now. So anyway, so that's a good opportunity to watch or to, find, girls on there. And there's some, like I said, there's a lot of smart, educated girls, but it's not for me. So anyways, me on the other hand, I come home from work, I get my workout in and I eat some dinner and usually shower, go sit down for a minute in my office. I got a little man cave.
Nice.
And I go sit down there just to relax for 5 minutes and
decompress a little bit.
Yeah, from work and this stress of work and whatever, usually with an adult beverage of some kind.
Nice.
And so, I'll turn on my show, which I don't even have a show really. I just turn the TV on. Sometimes I'm not even really watching it.
It's just on.
But it'll be on for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden this notification will come up. In 30 seconds, your show's shutting off because something is being recorded.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, God, and it's never anything good. It's like the last one was... have you seen Love After Lockup? Have you seen that one?
No, but I'm instantly intrigued just by the name.
Okay, so it's people that are in prison, not for I guess there's some minor crimes for what you can go to prison for, I guess. But most of these are like drug traffickers and people that have been convicted of armed robbery, shit like that. And, if it's a guy, obviously, the other sex meets this person somehow online or however they are, then they start visiting and then they fall in love, and then the camera crew's following around when they get out. So the show is basically this person's getting out, so they show all the lead up to it. This person's getting out, and then they follow this train wreck around knowing that it's going to end in absolute disaster, but they know it's going to get ratings, but anyways, so
like I said, I'm intrigued. I'm not saying I'd watch it, but
I've watched it a couple times, but it's not something I'm like, okay, I'm relaxing from my day at work, and now I'm going to turn this
I want
to
watch.
I'm going to watch the same damn thing I just did at work. The same people I deal with at work, I'm going to deal with those people now. And I'm going to sit here and watch these assholes. Right, and I'm like, getting all antsy and sweaty and thinking this guy needs to go back. So anyhow, it changes from my show. And when I say my show, I'll come home. Most of the time it's something light, like Impractical Jokers, something I can laugh at. Depending on my day, sometimes it's like, I like to watch people have worse days than my day was. It makes me feel better. Right. So sometimes it's like Naked and Afraid, malnourished people who are starving and mentally and physically beaten down and dying. That's entertaining to me when I get home from a hard day at work, especially, now these days. So anyways, so we go to some reality crap. And anyways, so you don't mess with mom shows. If I was to, and this is the
cancel a recording, for example, so that you can continue to watch your show.
Yeah, that would be
that would
horrible. That would turn entire house upside down.
Yeah, literally. You
Yes.
turn it inside out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, anyways, now that I have all that set up, our cable went out this week.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say
All
cable because I'm going to talk a little bit of crap about the company.
About the provider.
Yeah. The provider.
If
that is what they
provider that
Okay. So if that's what they want to call themselves, a provider,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of like a bait and switch or something, because it seems like every year this happens and we go for like 4 or 5 days without TV. This has been 7 days now, 7 days. The crazy thing is it's not every TV. So our kitchen TV works.
Oh wow.
Which we do a lot of watching TV in the kitchen, but it's not comfortable in there because it's like, bar stools and stuff like that.
Right.
And the kids' rooms, of all things, their TV,
Nice.
they contribute nothing to society.
At this
their
point, they've
TVs
contributed zero.
zero. But they're like, yeah, we're good, we're fine. So 7 days, and it's like watching somebody that's addicted to a drug.
Right.
Like the first day, it's like, oh man, this isn't going to be good. The second day is like, I need some,
I'm gonna have to.
I can last through the day, but tomorrow I'm going to need a fix. I'm going to need to watch
the
something.
programs.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, after day 7, it's just, I come home yesterday and she's just on the phone. No, you had me come home and you told me you were going to fix it. And this guy gets there. We even called in a favor from a friend that works at this.
At the
I almost said
company
it.
Yeah.
Works there. He came and he's just like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't work. So that's where it.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to call, and we're like, great, that's you were our ace in the hole, and that didn't happen.
And
So, my wife has to have the TV on when she's sleeping, which drives me crazy. So literally, the first day that I met her, she stayed over. Another whole show right there. But, anyways. We just lost a listener.
We lost one subscriber.
We lost one subscriber. I bet hopefully maybe it's her. Anyways, there's a lot more stories that I could tell if she ends up dropping off the list. So, anyways,
that might not be so bad.
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Could open
guess
some
what,
things up.
Hey, Mom. Guess what Dad said about you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So, is there any way we could block her for a show or two? I could get it all out. So, anyways, first night turns the TV on, and I'm just like, "What is going on? Like, are we watching something?"
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in the tube TV days too. So, anyways, I've kind of got used to it, but sometimes I'll sneak the remote and turn it down or turn it off or whatever because I like it. I like it quiet.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's got to be quiet and dark.
Yeah. So, so I'm not gonna lie. The first couple days, I was like, "Oh man, this is pretty sweet." Like I don't really care about the shows. I'm not addicted to these shows.
This is kind of nice, though. No TV
It's
going.
nice. I slept so good. So she has an appointment on the 4th day because somebody's going to come out, and I'm thinking it's been really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I may have put a call into and I think I fixed it.
You don't need to send anybody out.
We're
cool.
This is breaking news right now. Breaking.
Scandal.
Yeah. I was going to do Tom Brokaw again there. Breaking news. Raleigh Springs, California. Class was called and canceled. I said it, didn't I?
Okay, I'll edit it.
If I just said the
cut it
name.
right out.
I just said the name.
Yeah, it's all
Gosh dang it.
You can unsay it.
Really good people. Nice people, though. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, really
Lovely
good,
folks.
really polite people.
All the way over there in India.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Just
it's a long drive. So,
It's-
anyways, this cable company, not like I didn't just say the name already. If you're just joining the show,
If you're just tuning in.
yeah. Well, that was for our studio audience. I made sure our studio audience out here knows we need a laugh track so we can. Sounds
would
like
be
there's
good.
a studio
Yeah,
audience.
that would be good.
Ma'am, sit down.
I bet
you
we
back
could
in the
get
back.
some
Sit
sort
down.
of a laugh track on the phones now that we know how to hook that up.
That we could
Yeah.
we could
We
do
could get a
that.
laugh track.
The lady in the shirt is leaving right back there in the back.
She's like, "Fuck this.
Ushers,
I'm
could
outta
you
here."
get
I didn't
her
know
out?
This was a podcast show.
Yeah. Anyways. So yeah.
Pretty bad when I have to edit out more company names than I do cuss words.
Cuss words, yeah. I'm getting the cuss word thing down. It's weird though because I'm at work and I need to cuss and I need to say bad shit, and I'm like abbreviating it,
Right.
like, oh, F this. And people are just like, what is
Wait a
this?
minute, what?
Or is this a kindergarten show or what? So anyways, yeah, I canceled that. I canceled it because I thought, hey, just give me a couple more days. A couple more days of good sleep.
Peace and quiet.
So then something even worse happened.
Oh, God.
So she starts watching it on her phone in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's got her phone plugged in. She's watching it on her phone. It's on full blast. And now I can't even turn it off at night because it's
her phone.
Yeah, it's all like wrapped up and everything else, and it's just loud. I can't change the channel.
Nice.
So it's always like 24 hours of TMZ, and it's just on a loop pretty much.
You've made it worse.
Yeah, so now
You tried to
I'm like,
fix the problem or buy yourself a day or two.
and it's even my daughter wakes up the other night in the middle of the night. Dad, can we turn Mom's phone off? I'm like, yes, take it.
It's really
Please
loud.
throw it.
The neighbors are complaining.
Throw it out. Yeah, throw it out in the yard. Give it to the dog. Spray it down with some liquid Pam or spray Pam and throw it in the yard. So,
They make
yeah.
those like the earbuds that are the squishy ones that are the made for.
I know, and
falling asleep.
I used to work graveyard, so I have those. But then I don't hear my damn alarm in the morning, and I'm the first one up. So for work, so I don't know. It's a vicious.
No, I mean
vicious
I'm saying
cycle.
like for her, they're audio like earbuds.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
So
yeah,
she
I
can
don't
wear
know.
them, and
Maybe I should.
you just have to deal with the light. Then
Yeah, maybe I. Yeah, and that's not that bad.
that's
because
a
it's
whole
not-
lot easier to deal with. Yeah.
It's not the whole damn TV. So, so she's been not real happy this whole week. She's just been getting worse and worse. She gets up and she's just mad and walking around the house all
She's
pissed
gonna
off.
kill you when she finds out that she called the
I know.
tech off.
I know. That's
She had-
bad. That's what I do for the people of this show. That is.
I like the way you've taken something that is completely for you and framed it as that you're doing it for
Well, I
everybody else.
am. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the people of this show. I'm dedicated
Right.
person of the show.
That's
So then her
good.
phone's usually dead all day, which pisses her off, and
because it's been playing videos all night.
all night. Yeah. Plus, Shark Week.
Oh, is it Shark Week?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Anyways, so yeah, it's been a crazy weekend or crazy week. So hopefully tomorrow, supposedly this person's going to be coming out and
Nice.
going to be fixing our shit. But it makes me angry because these same two TVs go out like once a year, and today we got like a $6 coupon or something. Like I don't know what I'm going to do with a $6 coupon. I mean, she said the lady said we could use it for pay-per-view. Well, what the hell?
A $60 pay-per-view.
Right.
You can use a
I was really looking forward to getting UFC 232, and now I can go from standard definition to high definition and not pay for it because it's extra $6. Actually, I think it's like an extra $10, so I won't even get that.
I was going to say that wouldn't be too bad. I guess you can get the upgrade essentially.
I guess, but for
But it
7
won't even
days
cover
of hell,
that.
7 days of hell. God. Anyways,
They didn't even. They gave you a little over $1 a day then.
yeah, that's a bunch of crap.
that's
I could walk around my yard and probably find pennies and nickels and shit sitting out in the yard or laying out in the yard. And dig through back seats and found $6.
Well, and I would imagine that your cable bill is probably a lot more than just $1 a day.
Yeah, it's crazy. The cable bills are absolutely just crazy. I mean,
Mine's insane. Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
I think mine on average is probably close to $300.
Is that right? Oh wow.
Crazy.
See, mine's not quite that bad.
On average, it's probably $300, but we have some that are like $400
Yeah,
because I have
because
to
of
pay
the
my
pay-per-views.
dues to the UFC. Thanks, Dana White.
They've got kind of a little bit of a problem on their hands with the whole handing everything over to ESPN and doing their pay-per-views through the app, and the ESPN app I'd read it's been clunky and they're not happy with it.
Yeah, it sounded like it, but they got so much damn money, it doesn't matter. They'll figure it out and they'll come back from
Well,
it.
and ESPN's owned by Disney, right? So
Are they?
I believe they are.
Wow.
So it's not like they don't have the money to fix the problem either.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think they have anything to worry about. so.
Yeah, kind of like Drake in his $200 million
I saw that. Yeah.
767 that he just
Air Drake, they call
the
it.
Air Drake.
Air Drake.
Yeah.
That thing looks like I was going to say the nicest hotel room I've ever been in, but I don't think I've ever been in a hotel
I don't
room
think
that
I
nice.
know. Actually, you know what? I know I haven't been in a hotel room as nice as Drake's
plane. Just the one room
Air
that they
Drake.
showed. The one room they showed.
Yeah.
And it was, what was it, a 767? Is that what it was?
767 was what it was.
$200 million.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane. And then there's poor guys like Dennis Rodman who are just trying to make a living out there.
just trying to pick up some yoga gear for their
Just
friends.
trying to get off of probation. So
that's a thing too. So Dennis Rodman, he got in trouble. He was with a group. This was just this last week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it was two women, Dennis Rodman and another gentleman, and they were all in this yoga place where they sell yoga clothing and trinkets and things. And Dennis was basically running interference while one of the young ladies that was with him was stuffing things into her purse, and they apparently had agreed to buy a very large crystal that they tried to load onto a dolly and then dropped and broke.
Was one of them going to...
Well, apparently it was only around noon, and the clerk said that everybody seemed to be quite intoxicated.
Really?
Which, that's a big shock.
Yeah,
right?
I don't believe that. And also, a little fun fact: this was all caught on video. So
it's all on video.
Yeah. So at one point, the lady walks behind Dennis Rodman, who's standing there like he's Superman.
Yeah.
Like I'm super probation man, and she's behind him stuffing things in her purse, in like a 40-gallon purse, and then I think Dennis Rodman says on the it was probably TMZ or something.
It was TMZ.
That they asked him to move this thing,
to move this crystal for them, and
right, and they dropped it, or the other guy dropped it, and there was pieces everywhere. And then the funny part was, well, they had a loading dolly there and like a big bag that they were going to put this thing and take off with it. Dennis said, well, they were trying to get us to move it, so we were going to move it. And then when I saw the loading dolly, I'm thinking, well, now that's kind of suspicious, because maybe he's right. Maybe, I mean, who comes into a store with a big loading dolly in a bag?
Right.
But when you see them pick up all the pieces and go running out afterward, and they're taking the loading dolly with them.
Yeah, they wheeled the loading dolly out with them.
Right. Obviously, they are the kind of people that bring a loading dolly in. So... yeah.
Well, apparently they told the clerk that they wanted to purchase this $2,500 crystal. So that's why the dolly was out there, was because she was thinking that they were buying it, not that they were going to load it up and
right.
or try to load it up and break it.
Who wants to buy a broken $2,500 crystal?
So they kind of did them a favor, right?
Right. And then
buying that
the lady grabs it and she's just running out with the big chunks
with the big chunks, and the dude loaded the rest of it up on the dolly, and they wheeled that thing out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering when Dennis gave his statement to TMZ, not that he's under oath with TMZ or anything, but I wonder if he knew there was video of it.
See, yeah, I don't know that one, because it just came out.
It's pretty damn clear that chick is stealing and that he's running interference.
Yeah, it's pretty clear for him to say. And he said that apparently the clerk told him that they could take some gifts in return for helping move this crystal that they shattered.
So
and then made off with.
We're going to let you, if you can help us pick this crystal up and move it from here to here, since you're a big, strong dude, we are going to let you stand here, and we're going to let your girlfriend run over here and grab a bunch of shit.
Wants.
And then she's going to hide behind you and stuff it in her purse.
And then hide the hangers.
Yes, please. So, that
sounds about right.
We're giving that to you.
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty good story.
I don't think I'd believe anything that came out of Dennis Rodman's mouth, to be honest with you. I mean, he was I enjoy him. I like watching his.
He's entertaining.
When he was a basketball player, he was a fantastic player. But his claim to fame was bullshit and making things up, and
flopping
around and getting called fouls, for things that weren't, and getting thrown out of games and getting people thrown out of games. I mean, he was good at it, but it doesn't go away. That's who he was doing it when he was in grade school. He was doing it when he was in grade school, and he was doing it in high school. And he was doing it when he went to Columbia College. And he did it in the NBA. Come on, he didn't stop.
Come on.
He's still running interference.
Yeah.
So
It sure looked like it.
it looked like it to me too.
And he can play ignorant and say that he didn't know that's what she was doing, but that would be about the only... It looked pretty damn clear what was going on.
Yeah, I would say so. And secondly, if you have a loading dolly and you bring it into to a store, to a clothing store, I would say that's premeditated.
And not just this must have been quite the high-end clothing store too, because the reports on TMZ were that originally they said that it was $500 worth of clothing, but then they came back and said that it was closer to $1,100 worth of clothing.
Wow.
Which she didn't. In the video, you can see her stuff a couple of things in her purse, but
Yeah.
unless there's more video of her stuffing more things, in which why wouldn't they just show that? That's got to be some high end. She's only got a few things in her bag, and
Right.
we're talking $1,100 worth of, on top of the $2,500 crystal that they broke.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's ever blamed the media for showing a video in its entirety, so
That's a good point there.
they could have chopped it up and
That's a good point there.
I don't know. There could be more to the
She
story.
could have shoved all kinds of shit in there, I guess.
There could be more to the story,
Right.
but yeah.
And I wonder what the audio was too, because you can see Dennis is yelling. I'm assuming he's yelling at the guy for dropping the crystal.
We were gonna steal that, you stupid ass.
What are we gonna do with this shit now?
Jesus! Now we're gonna have to. Yeah, now we're gonna have to sell a whole bunch of little tiny crystals. I don't know anybody that could do that.
Stop by Walmart and get some Gorilla Glue on the way. We'll get this thing back together.
Yeah, definitely some JB Weld.
There you go.
Get a bunch
Get
of
it all
JB
back
Weld.
together.
And we'll get it back together. And we didn't plan this. I always bring a loading dolly in a big canvas bag everywhere I go.
Everywhere.
Yeah, because my
Especially when
girlfriend.
I'm doing some crystal shopping.
Right, because when I get drunk and pass out, my girlfriend's got to get me home somehow. So she puts the canvas bag over my head,
Over my head.
so people don't realize who I am, and then she loads my ass in the loading dolly and takes me
And
home.
off we go.
That sounds legitimate. If
That
he would have
sounds
come
more
on,
Dennis Rodman.
if he would have come on TMZ and said that story, I would have been like, yeah, that
Fuck
makes
yeah.
perfectly good sense.
Totally buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I'm
why.
all in on that one.
Yep. That's
But it was a gift that they had given me to, in exchange for moving the crystal,
right, which I dropped.
which I dropped and then took.
Wait, there was a gift.
That was a gift too
You could have one free thing.
for moving this crystal.
Yeah. Then,
Okay, I want the crystal
and all the pieces.
and everything else.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. He was going to get something for free for moving the crystal, but
But then he took the crystal,
right.
which maybe
I don't know.
Maybe he's yelling at the clerk, "Hey, you know what? This is broken. It's useless now."
I'm going to get this out of here for you.
And maybe the clerk was telling him to take it.
Yeah,
I'm
going to get this
for
out.
all we
In
know.
fact, I brought myself a broom and a truck.
Got everything I need here.
And don't worry, I've already backed the truck up to the front
I
doors.
stopped by Home Depot. I got a truckload of Mexicans out here.
I've backed the truck up to the front doors, the double front doors. Yeah, I have a good chain. I was going to rip the ATM machine out of here, but now
You're
since
onto
you've
me, I think.
given me this big crystal, I'm just going to take it.
I figure there's more money in this crystal than I'm going to find in that ATM anyway. So
Yeah. So anyhow, I think Dennis Rodman's story is full
I'm
of
wondering
holes.
if Dennis Rodman has all that shit in his living room right now, or if he got rid of it. Because what do you do with a busted ass crystal
Yeah, I don't know.
other than have it in your living room and tell a funny story about the time you went in and basically stole it and got away with it?
Yeah, and if you guys don't believe me, I got video.
Video.
I've got video, and they're like, "Yes, we saw it. We
Yes,
saw
we've
the
all
damn
seen
video."
it.
Jesus Christ! Well, Christopher Darden is he's available.
He is. Maybe he can
He
represent.
can represent him.
Dennis.
You know, he got
Because he is. I mean, he's on parole, right? Dennis is for the DUI.
Yeah,
right?
Or probation. Yeah, he's on probation.
There you go, on
So
probation.
they kept saying, "Is this going to violate your probation?" He's like,
No,
"What?
I ain't going. I ain't in jail.
Yeah, helping somebody load something.
I was just standing there.
Yeah, I
But
was
yeah,
just-
Christopher Darden. He could represent him.
Yeah,
now that
because he just got himself.
he made himself available.
Yes, he quit because he was working on the the Hustle
The
case.
Nipsey Hustle case. Yeah.
And I guess he'd been getting some death threats.
Yeah, which is insane because I thought when I was watching the story on TMZ, I thought, well, that guy looks really familiar. And then I saw the
Gray
name.
beard and everything.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
who's that guy?
And then I saw the name and I thought, well, wait a minute. He's from the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, I think he was on the prosecution side, though. Which
So he should be used to getting all kinds of threats.
I would
and
think
everything.
that absolutely he's had plenty of death threats during his.
You would think.
I would think.
Yeah.
And he actually said that during the TMZ interview. He said, look, this is certainly not the first time that I've received death threats. I've been here, done that on the death threats.
Yeah, we know how that one turned out.
Didn't really work out.
He didn't do that great of a job.
No.
You know, maybe Dennis Rodman doesn't need him.
That's a good point. Maybe Dennis can get some better representation.
Because I could have got that job done. Like,
Right.
I could have been on the prosecution and lost it.
And lost. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could lose. I'd probably be pretty good at that, actually.
I would absolutely be able to get that guy acquitted
Take what seems like
if I was on the prosecuting team. Like, there's not really a whole lot of pressure. So let me get this straight. We want him to get acquitted.
So wait a minute.
Yeah. Marsha, is this making sense to you, Marsha? Marsha, was it Marsha Clark? Is that
Marsha
right?
Clark, right?
Yeah. Marsha Clark, is this making sense to you?
Does this seem right to you?
She's like, I don't know, but it's a whole lot less work for me. So let's just do that.
So let's just roll with it.
Let's just do that. So if they did that with Dennis, and they did the same thing,
That's true. Had the same.
yeah. But he would be so he would. But he's an independent attorney now, though, right? So he's.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm assuming since it was prosecution, he was probably working for the district attorney's office or
The LA
brought
District
in
Attorney's office,
or
yeah.
brought in from another DA's office or something to work on the case. So maybe he's freelance now. So yeah. So he would be actually. I don't know if he lost that one. We haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about him since then. If you lost one on both sides, is that like
does that pretty much like mean you need to retire and
Yeah.
go ahead and call it a career? Like this whole lawyer thing isn't really working for you. You
Right.
might need to go try doing some TV thing.
And he wrote a book with the OJ one, didn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all pretty much made as much money
Yeah.
as they possibly could off of that.
I think the Dennis Rodman book would be a lot smaller.
It'd be more of a pamphlet. It's a flyer.
Did you guys get the flyer on the way in?
Did you pick up a flyer?
I'll be signing that if you would.
If you would like.
if you'd like an autograph, and everybody's like, no, that's all right.
No, it's okay.
We're good. We're good. Thanks.
Well, he's completely hammered at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Do you have a trash can that I can throw this away in on the way out? This pamphlet, the flyer.
I don't want to get charged for littering or anything.
Right, because he's
I'd
not
rather
going to get
just
you
not
off.
take it.
Yeah, he's not going to get you off of that one.
He can't help you out at all with that.
No. So, anyways, I like the pink. I like the pink microphones.
We
Mother's
did
Day.
the pink poofies for Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Yeah. So, when we were talking about mothers, I was thinking about something. I want you to tell a story. I've been talking a lot. I want you to tell a story, and I'm going to. I'm pretty sure you're going to remember it. But-
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
About making my mom proud.
yes, I think it's the same story. So it had to do with a kitten.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the-
So let's hear that story. I'm sure our studio audience. Would you guys like to hear it? Can I get a whoa, OJ?
OJ.
If you guys look back on season 1, episode 1, that'll make
You'll
more
see
sense.
the OJ episode.
That'll make more sense. So, anyways,
So, okay. So the time I made my mom proud, and I didn't do this for Mother's Day, but I figure I'll tell a little story about making my mama proud in honor of Mother's Day. So my folks live out kind of in the middle of nowhere, and they've got some acreage. And so they always, when I was growing up, they always had just stray cats show up, and we'd feed them, and so then we would have a cat. Growing up, that's the only cats I've ever had was
stray
stray
cats
cats
that wandered in.
that wandered in that we ended up feeding because we felt bad for them because they were scrawny and nasty looking. And,
They probably told the other cats.
right, exactly. And once that word gets around, then,
Right. Cats everywhere.
So we had this really super scrawny stray cat that was a kitten, like very super small kitten. It couldn't have weighed more than 5 pounds.
Not big enough. Not big enough for the crock pot yet. So.
No, not quite big enough for the crock pot yet.
So let's feed it.
He couldn't even. He couldn't even get anything out of this one.
Yeah.
Like, very small, very
Too bad.
super small cat. So we actually were going up, ironically, to go visit my mom's mom up in Idaho, and we went on this road trip. Dad drove up to near Boise, and on the way back, okay, let me go back first because I was going to do the big reveal. So
Don't give us the punchline yet.
yeah, I can't give you the big reveal yet. So, well, the whole thing is we had this litter box for this little teeny tiny cat, that super small cat. And as a practical joke, when my folks were at work, brother was at school, her brother was gone somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, I saw the cat box in the garage, and I thought it would be funny if I dropped a deuce in the cat box and made my parents think that the cat somehow shit out a shit bigger than him.
Right. That sounds legitimate.
It's totally reasonable,
yeah,
right?
totally. I've
So I
thought about that a million times.
laid out a little strip, right on the in the cat box.
Now I got to ask for our viewers and listening audience here: Did you move the cat box forward or backwards, or did you step forward?
I squatted on the
over top of it,
and then gave it the forward thrust with the hips.
with the hips. Okay, all
to
right.
give it
all right.
the-
See, that's more challenging than actually just taking the cat box and pulling it
It wasn't easy.
like a soft serve. Or
Right,
something.
I see where you're going with that,
Right.
like as if it was on a conveyor belt or.
I would be afraid I'd fall into it, so I would have to actually move it.
Right, no, that's a good point. I was young though.
The story
I
could
didn't
have
really-
gone another
yeah.
direction.
Yeah,
Door number
could have been
one
really
or door
bad.
number two. Pardon the
that
pun.
would have been really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, okay, what'd you do?
You do.
Well, I was gonna shit in the cat box
Just
and
gonna shit in the cat box.
yeah. Anyway,
So anyway, I took a shit. In the cat box. It made my parents think that this scrawny little cat did it. So we're driving back from Idaho, and
so had they seen it yet at this point?
oh yeah, they'd seen it.
Okay.
They saw it. So we were leaving on the trip. I did it the day that, or a couple of days before we left for this trip.
And what'd they say? I mean, how this whole
They were just floored. They couldn't believe that this cat. And they had said a couple of times during the trip, because we're sitting in the car for like 12 hours. Like, so it came up a couple of times, and I stayed quiet. Like they just couldn't believe it.
attaboy.
Right? We're pulling into the house now, and Dad opens the garage door and says, I think my mom might have even said, I still just cannot believe that little cat, how did it even do that? And I lost it. I had had enough. Too much time, too many mentions and keeping quiet. I lost my shit. I started giggling. Again. For a second time, I lost my shit. And my dad looks over at me and he says, you shit in that cat box, didn't you? I didn't even have to confess. Dad, as soon as I started laughing, he knew. He's like, you shit in that cat box, didn't you?
So, okay, so a couple questions. So, how big, like the cat versus the poop? I'm afraid if we keep saying the S word, nobody's going to know what the hell we're talking
like,
about.
what did he do in this cat box?
Yeah,
Yes.
so we could that could be some fun. Actually, we could add our own words in
right.
there. So
like splice it.
you pooped in the cat box. Is it
Right.
like twice as big as the whole cat? Half as big as the whole? What?
It was longer and more girthy than the cat itself.
That's
like
awesome.
There's no physically possible way that cat could have pooped that poop.
Any peanuts or corn?
No, there wasn't anything in it. No, there was no.
All right.
Which actually helped the
legitimacy of
right,
the fact that it
because-
was a cat.
right. Yeah,
Right.
it didn't. Yeah.
That's so when your dad said this, did he, because this is something that my kid would probably do.
Right.
The soul kid.
Yes, kid.
I'm not going to tell you
Not
which
gonna say
one.
who.
I got a boy and a girl.
Right.
Use your imagination. So if this happened at my house, immediately I would be like, that's pretty funny. But then, as time went on, I'd be like, God damn it, did I mess this kid up that bad?
That
bad that he pooped in a cat box
and
and then
thought it was funny,
and then didn't tell me for a week.
including a car ride.
Right. A car ride that we're all together
Right.
out of the state.
Right.
So I'm not sure how that would settle with me.
It probably wouldn't settle very well with me. I can tell you that.
So what was your dad? What was his reaction?
They were quite shocked. And I'm sitting in front with my dad. Dad's driving. I'm sitting up front. Brother and mom are sitting in back.
Did brother know?
No, nobody
Didn't
knew.
even know.
No,
So that's even worse. That's even creepier.
yeah, I
Like,
was super stealthy about it.
right. That's like serial killer when they don't do, when they're like when your dad goes to the neighbor and your dad's like, hey, my kid, he crapped in the cat box, and then the neighbor's like, he was such a nice guy. I always used to talk to him when he came in. It was like he was like
He always kept to himself.
he always kept doing. He was a little bit weird, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah, so that was.
He asked
Yeah.
for cat litter one
I didn't-
time.
Well, because I didn't want to ruin the surprise.
That's even
Because they were
right.
buying it, and the whole funny part was that they couldn't figure out how it was even possible.
But do you understand that the scary part of this is that you did this to entertain yourself?
Right, this is all for me.
Right. This is not for
I
anyone
didn't share
else.
this with anybody. Like it wasn't like, hey, Jess, check this out.
Right,
We're-
right. So this was for yourself, which is back to the serial killer thing. He doesn't do it to impress anybody else. He does it because he has to. He has to do it for himself. So
Gotcha. I'm following the connection.
okay, great. I'm good. I'm glad.
But I got the idea originally from George Clooney.
Okay.
George Clooney was on a talk show, and I can't remember if it was back when Jay Leno and Conan was on after Jay. So it was like during that time. I can't remember if he was on Conan or if he was on Jay. He was on one or the other. And he told a story about a gal that he was dating, I believe. And he went to her apartment and he saw her cat box and he shit in her cat box.
That's
and made her-
outstanding.
right?
That's outstanding.
That's outstanding work.
so
So that was my inspiration was George Clooney and him doing that to a girl that he was dating.
was there a second date?
I would hope that he married her, honestly, because if you're going that extra mile,
But did he tell her?
I would imagine that if he hadn't told her, she probably found out at least when she saw the show.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it was like after what. So that would be a perfect opportunity to get out of a date or a relationship. You get there, you crap in the cat box, and then you're just like, now that's not even possible. Like, did you crap in the cat
And
box?
then blame her. There you
Yeah,
go.
or you could take the blame yourself, and the girl's just like, get out,
Get
like
your ass out of here.
get out of my house.
If that's what you were going for, though, you can like open up a paper and just sit there and squat and wait for her to walk in the room and catch you in the act of shitting in the cat box.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, it's food for thought.
So there you go.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
So what was their reaction afterwards? I keep interrupting you, but I'm trying to set this whole thing up so I know how.
Well, Dad,
If I need to talk to some people, if I need to talk to Brittany's people to get you, maybe we can get a twofer. You and Brittany can go into the 72-hour evaluation.
there you go. I don't like walking around barefoot as much as she does, though.
Well, not when you're shitting in cat boxes, that's for
true.
sure.
That's true.
So what was their reaction?
Well, Dad's reaction was first he was pissed. Well, not pissed, but I mean, he was like, "You shit in that cat box! Like, I can't believe you fucking did that." And from the back seat, I can hear Mom doing the, "Oh my God, Jay, you did that."
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
We raised you.
Well, their reaction was, we couldn't figure out how that cat could have done it. Well, the cat didn't do it.
That's outstanding. So it was a nice, solid, formed.
It was a good turd.
That's good.
Like it was a good artful turd.
That's good. See, my fear would be that I would go and do it, and it would just be, something horrible. It would look more like a crime scene at the end of it, where I would actually be like, God dang it! Now I'm gonna have to get a mop and clean this up because
they're gonna doctor
because they're gonna get rid of a cat because of this.
they're gonna take the cat to the vet,
right? And now it's gonna cost us money. So yeah, that would be my concern, is that I would just make a horrible mess.
Yeah.
And then somebody would open the garage door, and here I am mopping it up or something like that, trying to clean it up, and then I think my dad probably would have just closed the garage door after that, and left me in there. Yeah. So what happened afterward? Did they did they tell people? Did
you know what? That's a good question.
Did they take out ads in the paper? Did they? This was when you were in high school, right? This was in high school or after high school? This was after high school.
After high school.
Because this was when we were working at Pizza Factory.
Yeah, this is when we worked at the pizza place together.
All right. So because what I would do is I would take out one of those little like senior ads in the in the yearbook and be like, "You see this, folks? This is what my kid does." Guy. Yeah.
This is the sort of thing he does.
Here's your valedictorian right here. Right.
This is the quiet kid that never says anything to anybody.
Yeah, so your valedictorian isn't going anywhere, but my kid that craps in litter boxes, yeah, we'll meet at the 10-year reunion and see who's where.
Who's better off.
Yeah. Street smarts versus book smarts, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so did they tell people about it?
I'm assuming that they had to tell some people.
Like the counselors.
But I would think that they probably didn't tell too many people because, I mean, my eldest son just shit the cat box isn't exactly bragging material.
And I'm sure that the person that they told was confined by some confidentiality laws that they weren't allowed to go out there and because they're paying me for this service. I can't
listen to this story.
But I'll bet you the shrink went home was just like, you're not going to believe what I heard today.
A grown man
pooped in a cat box. For his own entertainment.
Right. And then didn't tell anybody and internally giggled every time that the rest of the family would have the conversations around the house. Because, I mean, let's face it, if your cat shit out of shit like that, you're going to talk about it.
Right.
It's going to be a topic of conversation. Especially if you think that your cat did that.
Yeah, a little cat.
A very small kitten. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you like take your fingers and like throw some cat litter on top of it, like it was trying to bury it or anything?
I think I kind of rolled it. Shook the tray a little bit so it got a little bit of the. Yeah.
This is getting to the point where I think even now, 20 years later, you might need to see someone.
Should probably.
You should probably see someone.
It might be a cry for help. Yeah.
It may have been. Has there been any? Have you had the tendency to do anything like this since then?
like do I walk past cat boxes and have the urge to,
or do you just sit there and go,
in them?
Like, should I?
I've actually thought about doing it again, but
have you done it? Have you done it since?
No, I've not done it since.
You're not under oath.
This is a one-time thing that I isolated as incident. But it has been something that it is something that even at my advanced age now, I would still do.
Just to throw this out to you guys,
I am
not above this.
I am not above it. No,
I could,
especially
do it again.
if it was the more of the situation like George Clooney, where it was somebody that I was romantically involved with
and didn't want to be. Correct?
No,
I mean, that wouldn't be a. Just so you know, well, if she stays with you after that,
right? Then I'd
be a little scared of what's going on in her mind. So if she thought that was funny and I left, I'd be like, wait a minute. Like that's not normal.
I'm out of here.
I'm going home to watch cable.
I'm going to go watch my shows.
Maybe those are the kind of girls that I've been watching on The Bachelorette.
That's true.
Or The Bachelor.
I bet you there are some girls on The Bachelorette that would find
I'm waiting for that story.
pooping in a cat
And I'm
box
going to be like,
quite humorous.
that's the girl right there.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's why I'm not married currently.
Oh, is that it? That's the reason?
That's it. Yeah.
Because you shit in cat litter boxes? I would have guessed. I never would have guessed. Yeah, that's surprising, actually.
Yeah, isn't it, though?
Yeah. Well,
my ex-wife had a cat, and they were always outside cats.
yeah.
So there was no opportunity to shit in the cat box.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right.
Sorry, Jamie. Didn't mean to deprive you of that.
Yeah. That's it's too bad.
It is.
Did she know about it?
Oh, I believe I told her about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask this. I kind of hope it's not a sore subject, but did you tell her that like right before the divorce, or
like right before things started to somehow crumble?
You got real comfortable, like when you get married, and then it's like, you know what? It's okay to poop with the door open. It's okay to poop with the door open, and then it's like, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. Right. I can remember the first time that happened in my life, and I was like, no, that's not okay.
I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, put your pants back on, and I'm taking you back to the bus stop, and you're not getting the money that I promised you.
None of it.
None of it.
None.
And flush the toilet on your way out. It's disgusting. Let me lock the door for you.
There you go. So yeah, that's my Mother's Day. Actually, it's not even a Mother's Day story. It's a
gift
I
to
made
your
my
mother.
mom. I did.
Now, will you, since this is fresh in your mind, and Mother's Day is right around the corner,
right?
Will you mention it? Hey, Mom.
You know what?
Remember?
I probably will, just because we've talked about it.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to hear the end result of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe next week on the show.
Get an update for you next week
on
the
breaking news.
The poop in the cat box.
Yes. Yeah. Have everyone's attention. We have breaking
have your
news.
Attention, please.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. We appreciate you guys listening. I think we're gonna call it a show and stop talking about pooping in cat boxes.
We're gonna call it something. I don't know if that was a show. Did you all enjoy it?
Very good. Good.
All right. Nobody.
I'll loop in.
Nobody threw anything. Nobody threw anything.
That's a good thing.
Maybe audio like crickets or something.
There you go.
That would have been good.
Or frogs.
Yeah, we need to put some more chairs out.
Country. Yeah, we do.
All right.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for listening. Very much appreciated. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Stay sexy, San Andreas.
Stay sexy, San Andreas.
All right.
All right.